92Q Nashville's R&B and Throwbacks today, ladies and gentlemen. Very special guest and friend of the show, hanging out with Sissy Brown. Tell them who we got.
The president of TTTASU, Dr. Glenda Delivers in the Zoom room.
Boom, boom.
Hey.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Y'all crazy.
Y'all got too much energy. Too early. I ain't had no coffee, nothing. So we got a lot of things happening over at Big Blue Land. Sissy Brown, let's get to it.
Well, the first question, of course, is the obvious. We've been doing a couple of stories about it, but we really just want to hear it from you. What is going on with the housing situation? I know it's improving as we go along. Can you give us an update on that?
Certainly. Well, let me start by saying good morning. Thank you for inviting me to be on the show. It's always a joy listening to you.
Thank you.
My inspiration for the day.
Always appreciate it. Players meet, you know it.
These are some exciting times at TSU. Walking across the campus, seeing so many freshmen. We have a record first-year class. It's the largest in the history of TSU.
Wow.
And the largest among HBCU first-class students. I mean, we're the largest among all HBCUs for this year. That is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, having said that, well, so with that comes some housing challenges. We have challenges trying to get everybody placed, but we work through it. We have everybody now who's housed who paid their deposit. And by the time school started with everybody housed, we still had some people on the wait list, and we're still trying to help them out. We're obligated to the folk who paid their deposit, but now we're trying to get those off the wait list to assist them also. The good news is everybody, all upper class who paid the house deposit were placed. All the first year students who paid their house deposit have been placed. All the schedules been provided to each student. And so again, back to the wait list. We're trying to assist the students now who are on the wait list. Unfortunately, those are the ones who are going to the media and the ones who applied out for the housing deadline. But we're still working with them also because they're students at TSU. We're just trying to get everybody squared away. So the housing crisis, it's a good thing that we have so many students, but it's not a good thing that you can't find everywhere a place for everybody to stay. That's what we're working through now, trying to make sure that even those on the wait list who did not apply for housing, they can't afford to live in Nashville. That's why we're trying to help them find somewhere to stay.
So you stayed in a hotel, actually. Tell us about that. Why did you do that?
Well, we had to get approval from the state of Tennessee for hotels. So we didn't have enough space for everybody on campus. So what we did, we had 5 hotels they approved, the state building commission. So I just selected one. So we did Best Western last year, and we go to Best Western again this year and show the students that I lead by example. If I'm going to ask you to stay here, I can stay here myself. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to spend 2 nights, but they called me and asked me could they use the room for an incoming student. So,
wow.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
So let's go on to the housing situation. Everybody knows. So if you have paid your deposit, you have a place, and they are still, helping everybody else that has not paid their deposit. So let's be clear. Mm-hmm. So for those, like she said, the ones that do not have their housing are the ones that are calling the media and everything, but it is under control. So we got that out of the way.
And I want to say a couple more things about it.
Please.
When we saw that it was an issue, that we had so many students, we tried to get ahead of the game. We brought in some experts and property managers to assist us on a waiting list and finding suitable housing solutions. And we just took some proactive measures. And then we offer, in an abundance of caution, we offer some online options to just ensure there be no disruption of learning for our students. And some more good news that we put together, there was a QR code to report off-campus housing issues, to have an immediate response to it. And then I want to talk about the transportation. We have transportation between hotels and the campus every hour on the hour, and then every half hour on the hour going back. And so we even have an app. So in real time, you can see where the shuttle is at all times. So we did quite a few things just to make sure that the students would be served and serviced. And so we just had and the good thing, the Wi-Fi. We had to make sure the Wi-Fi, that posed a little problem for one of the hotels. But we did meet with the management and say, look, you got to get Wi-Fi because most of our students have to have be online to do the assignments. And so we got that. We had to get that there immediately. So those were some things I wanted to make sure we were that our public was aware that we're working on the best interest of the students and make sure there are no impediments for them excelling this semester.
All right.
So let's move on to the Grammy potential nomination. I watched the video with Prof Mac, and they submitted it on the video. How does that work? Now, first of all, I didn't know that you could submit a nomination for a Grammy. How does that work, and how are people chosen?
Well, as you probably know, that when the AOB and our gospel choir submitted for a Grammy, they submit it, and then they wait to see if it gets a nomination. And that's where we are now. We submit an application to the Grammy Nomination Committee.
Yes.
For the album to be the urban hymnal. In there's various categories. This category is the best gospel roots album category. And a win will make our Outreach Pedal Band the first collegiate band to receive the music industry's highest honor for an entire album. I mean, that is so special.
Wow. Yes, so awesome. It is. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. When will you find out? When will we find out?
Silver Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. The album goes on sale September 13th. So I'm not sure when we'll know. I guess they'll let us know. But I have served on one of the committees for the NACP that did the Emmy Awards. And so it's something about when they let you know is not always publicized.
Mm-hmm. So September 13th, 1 week from today, that album is coming out. So make sure you get the album. Now, Dr. Glover, Homecoming is this weekend. How excited are you?
Not this weekend.
I'm thinking about Southern Heritage.
Classic
Let's talk about
weekend.
Southern
All right,
Heritage
come on.
first. Southern Heritage.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I am. I'm excited to go to both, so my bad. Southern Heritage is this weekend. What do you think about it possibly being the final classic for TSU and JSU?
Yikes.
Yeah, it may or may not be. I'm not sure where that is. And so I just said, I generally don't make comments about that because I don't know where they are with the litigation regarding that. But for this weekend, we just plan on having some fun. I talked to the President Hudson at Jackson State just to see how they were going with the water crises and what could we do to help and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And then when they beat FAMU, I texted him and said, good win. Make sure it stops right there.
Okay, because that's it for you. That is it. It's going to be an exciting game on Saturday.
All right, absolutely. And, we're just glad to hear that, things are being dealt with and handled with the housing situation and the good news with the Grammys. And, hopefully we work out this JSU thing, too. I mean, that's just a really big piece of Tennessee State history and legacy. So hopefully we'll be able to keep that going.
Well, we have one person who just started here, and they, I guess they attended Jackson State. I don't think they graduated from Jackson State, but there's this love for Jackson State. And she came to me and she said, I'm so conflicted about this game. I've never rooted against Jackson State in my life, so I don't know what to do. And I said, well, let me try to make it a little easier for you. When they take a break and the coach calls the team to the sidelines to talk about a play, I want you to look down on your purse and see whose name is on your check.
Oh.
Easier for you.
And that wraps up Petty Tuesday for today.
Well.
Come on, doctor, be petty with us.
Okay. Perfect day to interview her.
Ease up a little bit.
Yes, sir. Hey, we agree.
Hey, no complaints over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tennessee State University President, Dr. Glenda Glover, give it up for you.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for being here, taking the time out of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well,
You're welcome.